Welcome back to another video. It's Bradford TV Tranmere Rovers match preview. Let me know your score predictions and thoughts going into a game in the comments down below. We're coming off a massive win against Stevenage, and they've had a good win in the last game against Salford, which was a 1-0 win. But our win against Stevenage was a big one. It was our first win when conceding first in the league, and our first win from losing positions in the league as well. So hopefully we gain a bit of confidence from that Mark Hughes in the January window. Knew we needed more experience in the team. Derbyshire, Clayton, and a few others. Stubbs as well brings that bit of leadership. Leadership and experience is what we needed, and it's already paid dividends. 1 loss in 7, and that were against Rochdale. Our last 6 results include a 3-2 win against Stevenage, a 1-1 draw against Mansfield, a 0-0 draw against Stockport, another 0-0 draw against Wimbledon, the 2-1 defeat to Rochdale, and a 3-2 win against Salford. They've also beat Salford in the last 6. In the last game, a 1-0 win, 2-0 defeat to Doncaster, 3-2 defeat to Stockport, a 1-0 win against Leyton Orient, another impressive win against them, a 1-1 draw against Walsall, and a 2-2 draw against Sutton United. So 2 draws, 2 wins, and 2 defeats in the last 6. They're consistently inconsistent. And some poor defending in some of those games as well, especially the Stockport game. So that's hopefully something we can take advantage of at home. But our home form ain't good. We've only got 21 points from 14 home games, and we're 15th in the home table. But the thing we have got in our hand playing against Tranmere at home is that they're the 14th worst away team in the league, 16 points from 15. And something else to take into account in this game is I was telling you about our record when conceding first and coming back from losing positions. Well, they're just the same. They've had 34 points when scoring first, and they've only lost 1 game when scoring first, and that were in August against Newport. So both teams relying on that opening goal. Hopefully we can get it, but we did show character in that last game against Stevenage, behind at half time, and Stevenage were the better team, and we came back from behind and put a really good fight on. And our experience shone through, so hopefully we can take that win into our home form and improve on that, because Mark Hughes' teams do improve in the second half of the seasons. Since the reverse fixture, we've won 8, drawn 7 and lost 5 in 20 games, and in 23 games they've won 10, drawn 7 and lost 6. So both teams pretty inconsistent, but the main stat for us is that 1 defeat in 7 games, which hopefully will, like I say, give us a bit of confidence. Their key players, Tom Davies, is a very solid centre-back at this level. Bristow, the left-back, not Eric, he don't have the pace of Eric Bristow, unfortunately, for us, but he gets down that left wing as a left-back, and up against Halliday, he could be a bit exposed because he does have a lot of pace, and Halliday does get caught when going forward quite a lot, but he does need to improve on his numbers. 1 goal and 2 assists this season. For the chances he does get, he needs to be improving on that, but it is the same return as Harry Chapman this season. Hemmings, their biggest goal contributor, with 8 goals and 3 assists this season, and Turnbull, a very solid player at this level. Mickey Mellon has not beaten a Mark Hughes side in 2 games. He's only managed against him twice, to be fair, but one of his first games last season was a draw, and he beat him this season in a 2-1 win in the reverse fixture. Onto the head-to-heads, our first game was in 1927 and a 2-1 loss. 5 games include 2 wins, 2 defeats, and 1 draw. So you win some, you lose some, but unbeaten in 2 against them. Mickey Mellon's form against Bradford City is a bit better for us. He's only beat us once, drawn 3 times, and we've beaten 2 times. So 1 win against us in 6 isn't the most pleasing for Mickey Mellon. He's managed 278 games for Tranmere across 2 different spells. He first started there in 2016 to 2020, and then he moved on to Dundee United, and now he's back there from 2021 to now. But I think there was rumours of him getting sacked, but they did beat Salford in the last game, which could have saved him of his job. But my team, let me know what team you'd pick in the comments down below. I've been struggling to decide whether I'd go 3-5-2 or stick with a diamond, because Kelly came on and did well, plus that gave us a bit more height, which was definitely needed. But at home, would you stick with a diamond? I'd go 3-5-2. I think just to try and keep it secure at the back, and trying to limit them as much as possible. And Lewis in goal, best keeper in the league by far. If we don't go up this season, he probably would go. Hopefully we would get a good fee for him if we don't. But It is a fantastic goalkeeper. Platt, Stubbs and Kelly at the back. I think Stubbs had a good debut. Kelly came on and had a good debut as well, give us some height. If I'm going with a back three, I don't think Critchlow would be back. And Platt's quite solid as well for the level. Barely puts the foot wrong. Had a few shaky games recently, but it keeps it quite stable at the back. Halliday and Gilead as wing backs. I know it's Rydal's former team. He had a decent game on his return from injury and returning to a team in general. But at home, if you are going to go with 3-5-2, you want to be expansive. You want to be getting up the pitch. So Gilead would give us a bit more energy down the wing, and it gives us more of a threat going forward as well, because he drives the ball forward as well. And then Walker in the number 10, you can't say no to that. Halliday right wing back, who else you're going to put in? And Clayton and East, I don't think Smallwood did enough to keep his place in the team. And at home, I think East is a better option. He's better on the ball, better pass for the ball, more composed, and it gives us a bit more balance in home games as well. Walker's definitely starting, man of the moment, winning that, getting the winner against Stevenage. Cook up front, he obviously used to play for Tranmere, scores a lot against his former clubs. 51 goals in 94 games for Tranmere, and he's got 3 goals in 7 against them, but mainly he scores against all his former clubs, 2 in his last game against them as well. And then Isa or Derbyshire, really contemplating this, because Derbyshire's first game was poor. Isa, with his pacing behind, can give them more to worry about, but I would go Derbyshire just. Isa's a good option to bring on, but obviously he scored that banger. It would be quite unfair to drop him after scoring that wonder goal, really. But my score prediction, I'd probably go with a 2-1 City win. I think it'll be another edgy game. Would I take a point? Would you take a point? It's one of these games that we've got to be winning if we want to push on, and we've got to improve that home form against a team that isn't that good away from home. If we get the first goal and we start quite quickly, I think we will win it, and we've got the hard task of trying to see the game out as well, but I think the experience will see us over the line. But let me know your score predictions in the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts going into a game, and let me know your team that you'd pick as well in the comments down below. I'm going to go with 2-1 win and Andy Cook to get both goals, because there's no stopping that man at the moment. I think he's got the best goals to game ratio in the EFL. I think he's only behind Haaland in terms of goals per game. Goals to game, because obviously we dropped him for no real reason, but he has come back firing on all cylinders, and probably trying to prove Hughes wrong for dropping him for quite a while. But that's the team I'd go for, and hopefully we can get a very big win and trying to close the gap on the top 3, but also bridge the gap to the teams behind us like Tranmere, who are only 4 points behind us and breathing down our neck. Let me know your thoughts going into a game. Have a good one.